when they were in the war with the Shadow.
What?
Wait, what? Who that?
Futuristic Vorlons?
Hi guys, we are Nice. I'm Ray.
I'm Julien.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Gerard.
Guys, we did it. We're this far at the end of season 4 of Babylon 5.
The end.
And I'm stoked. Dude, the last episode we saw Sheridan take control. All right, major battle. The battle's great. We got to see some badass ships.
Yep.
That came out. We have a new president.
Yep.
All right. We have a new organization that was put together by Sheridan, Delenn, the non-league worlds, and the Rangers and whatnot. But we lost somebody, bro. Somebody passed away. First of all, he was never in the Deadpool because we did the Deadpool season 1. He appeared somewhere in season 3, right? That's when he showed up?
Yeah.
I think it was season 3?
Yeah, beginning of season 3.
Sheridan came out season 2.
Yeah.
Season 3 was
Malcolm.
our boy Marcus.
Well, also,
Marcus.
season 2 had the Ralph Macchio Great Value guy that died that very same season.
Yeah.
I forgot what his name was.
There's been quite a few deaths, to be honest with you. But I'm happy to be back here.
Delenn shouldn't have died.
And we are going
should have died.
to finish this up. Any predictions here?
For this episode?
Yeah.
Not really.
I don't know.
I don't know how they're
The
going to...
last episode felt like it could have been the season finale.
Really could've.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how they're going to close this off. It's one last episode. Like,
Well, they were telling us. Well, I don't want to tell you what I've read because I don't want to spoil what.
isn't this when the other company took over? Babylon 5?
I think that happened
TNT?
during what company? The company, the TV company, the channel.
Yeah, what was it?
That happened
TNT?
during, I think that was doing season 4 actually. Yeah, TNT.
So this was... Okay.
So, but they didn't know there was going to be a season 5. So I think maybe at this point they knew there was season 5 and they did this episode. I'm assuming, but we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah, okay.
You guys ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
This is season 4, episode 22, The Destruction of Fallen Stars. Let's do this.
Deconstruction.
That's what I said, the deconstruction. How do you say that? Thank you for correcting me.
You're welcome.
Do better. Do better, Ray. I like how they just confiscated Babylon 5. They're just like, yeah, this is ours now. It's going to be used
Pretty much, right?
Yeah, it's going to be used for whatever we want.
Welcome to debt collection. We just repo your car.
Oh, guys, look, it's a baby reveal.
A gender reveal party.
What's the gender?
Dude, I gotta say, I like Sheridan with the goatee.
I do too.
Hang on.
No timer.
If my mustache
Timer.
and beard
I
connected,
gotta
would
stop.
have
I gotta
a goatee.
stop. I gotta stop. You're correct, Rectus. I did not put the timer on. I got distracted with conversation. My bad.
We
My
saw.
bad. Oh my god.
You guys should just all unsubscribe from us and go to somewhere better, like Blind Wave.
It's too early.
Or Ractus channel. Ractus, that's a mess up.
Ractus' channel, yeah.
Yeah, Ractus doesn't mess up. That's what. That's
Yeah, Rack doesn't mess up. He's
Ractus, hire us.
professional.
Come on, we'll fly over there.
All right. 3, 2.
No. We go. Anyway, this is season 4, episode 22. The deconstruction of the fallen stars. Let's do this.
Did it start? Those are good sandwiches.
Those were fire.
I think my
It looks like they like a
Gender
baby
reveal.
shower.
That's what I'm saying.
Or a wedding, in a way. I don't know.
But usually you see
Congratulations.
blooms like that. It's normally like a.
They actually just hijacked a baby shower.
home. This was your idea, wasn't it?
Well, we figured you'd probably want to come back with this little fanfare as
I'm still kind of iffy about Mikael, I'm gonna be honest. You know?
President, we have a lot to celebrate, including and especially your marriage. And you two just can't avoid it.
If I can find some way to pay you back for this, I will. Thank you.
Are we gonna see a ceremony?
How about intentionally getting hypnotized by
I was right. That's crazy.
Marriage ceremonies are solemn, sober, moments of reflection, also
Sad.
regret, disagreement, argument, and mutual recrimination. Once you know that it cannot get any worse, you can relax and enjoy the marriage. No, it is a very bad sign for the future.
Why'd you put the ominous music on? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why? I hate when
Bari.
The foreshadowing is wild.
Something I said.
Perhaps it is everything you say.
Bro, Jakar, bro, my
It's
guy.
crazy how they become friends at this point, you know?
Yeah.
What matters is what we did here together. In 100 years, it won't matter who we were.
They're being too
They
humble.
probably won't even remember.
Hey, it's good to see that though.
I'm just saying, it's been so dark and gloomy for so
Yeah.
long. Finally, something to celebrate.
This is what the people need.
I thought that was a home back in Notre Dame.
And here's our first shot of the first couple of the Interstellar Alliance, President John Sheridan and Delenn, live on ISN. Their triumphant
I guess they're not called First Lady Delenn.
rebirth has generated good messages from the Senate and in the former League of Aligned World.
Oh no.
ISN coverage.
Continuity error caused by high energy. Correcting for error. Resetting.
Like a time continuity?
Reloading sequence. Sheridan and Delenn. Please select a time period or select autoplay for chronological display of records.
Wait, what?
Records for period covering 1 year through 1,000 years from events shown. Please stand by to receive.
What?
What?
What the hell just happened?
Have we been watching the records of the show?
We're waking up.
Oh!
Is that why the intro is always recapping?
Nice. Yeah, nice connection. Were we just watching, the history of everything?
Very cool.
That would be a good transition for sure.
Look what I do. I was like, oh, my shit's messing up again. I was like, no. I was about to flip this table. I might have this 2 weeks in a row.
You know how cool it would be if that was in like the DVD version of this? That's how they like.
And they're like, what's wrong?
Right?
Yeah, really.
Actually, guys, comment down below what you thought was happening when that actually ended up happening.
I couldn't imagine.
Hitting the side of the TV.
Yeah, people were banging the TVs back in the day.
Messing with like the antenna.
You imagine you come home, this is what you're waiting for, like the whole day, like this is what your like escape is, and you just get that first view and you just had a terrible day. You're throwing your shoe through your
punch the screen.
Your boy calls you after the episode. Yo, you saw how there was a time lapse? There was a what?
Especially after the episode before. Bro.
Yo.
Have to buy like a brand new $200 TV.
Check. I thought TVs were a lot more expensive in the 90s.
Probably.
Accessing records
smaller.
from initial
Especially
scan
with
date.
color.
And also
Stand by.
like a huge backing that would throw out your back.
ISN Nightside, a no-holds-barred look at the events of today that will shape the world of tomorrow. And now your host, Derek Mitchell.
Good evening. By any definition, the events...
He definitely has a voice to be a host.
We've set aside a few moments to reflect, discuss, pause, and consider.
Why does his voice sound like the person from Twilight Zone? Big time.
Can he hold together this newborn alliance of competing, even mutually hostile races? Derek?
He's done that before.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean,
Like-
with track record.
Especially when he split from Earth.
Now, there was obviously some sort of deal made there, which is how he got out of there with his hide in one piece. I mean, call me old-fashioned, but that doesn't sound like the best qualification to run a major alliance.
This sounds like I'm watching the news going on today. These talking heads was going on today.
He could barely keep Babylon 5 operational without shooting at everything in sight.
Oh, that's an exaggeration.
He can barely get along with his own race, and now he's going to stitch together an alliance of radically different aliens and make it work?
Sometimes aliens are easier than humans.
What I think is missing and being lost in this whole discussion is that this is an election year and that Mr. Ellis was working as a speechwriter in the Clark administration. And I think that he and others of his party consider Sheridan a real threat.
Well, that makes sense. He's jaded.
It took Sheridan to push them into recognizing our sovereign rights of independence.
At gunpoint.
Senator?
Don't you guys solve wars like that?
There's still sporadic fighting between many of those members. On top of that, he has supply problems, telepath problems, raiding parties, not to mention distrust among elements of his own government here at home. This man has...
This is not going to be easy. To keep everything, you have to juggle a lot. She's absolutely correct.
He's power hungry and he's unprepared, and that is a dangerous combination.
Dangerous combination. That's what leaders
Thank
are
you.
made of.
Thank you very much. We'll be back in just a moment to consider the political impact.
You can nowadays say, "Oh, that guy's saying all that to get subs," but you can't say that back in the 90s. There's no subs to get.
Right?
Ends. Autoplay feature engaged. Load.
So with that, it felt like it was a little bit of foreshadowing from each of them.
100 years from that time.
Accessing records for date 100 years from initial scanning date. Stand by.
With another in our series of educational stellar casts on the 100th anniversary of the Interstellar Alliance.
I guess he made it work.
Yeah, he did.
Sheridan and Delenn are two classic examples. If you look at the social dynamic around them, they actually didn't do anything. They were the open vessels in which people poured their hopes and their dreams. That sets up sort of a gestalt where events take on a life of their own.
Wasn't that you can say about anybody in power?
He as much as said later it was the worst mistake of his career. He thought they could control the telepaths when any fool knows that's impossible. Sooner or later, they were bound to turn on Sheridan and everybody else, and that's exactly what happened.
I have to agree. That one event may have done much to precipitate.
So this is what we're seeing during season 5?
It is not the policy of the Interstellar Alliance or this station to bargain with terrorists for the lives of hostages. If we open that door even once, we will never be able to close it again. Now, you have two choices. Surrender, or we will use lethal force to bring you down.
This is his use of military force. That the one...
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, whoa. Wait, look, we can...
Comments?
Well,
Well,
he
I don't
died.
know what more needs to be said. The
Who
pictures
gets
speak for
points for that?
themselves. Sheridan was clearly pathological. Well, to be
Well, it's not the first time he got shot. So
True.
he might still be alive.
Yeah,
The way he addresses the terrorists, that coldness is emblematic of his personality. He was power hungry. It's as simple as that. And he never...
But they still working that angle of power hungry.
Where do the two of you fall on the Delenn question? Well, everyone knows Minbari live a long time.
He
but
died
not
20
that
years after
long.
the
I
last.
think the record is 120 years, 140. The idea that Delenn is still around after this long and living in seclusion, so of course no one can see her, it's very convenient. The Alliance is continuing the illusion that Delenn is alive for their...
Well, actually, we just invited her. And then she pops out.
The force of history is what moves us forward, our common shared destiny. The individual does not move society forward. To give them undue credit
This
is
is low-key
immodest and
irking me.
impertinent.
Because it's like we understand what it took to even create that.
Well, and this is a butcher job of his character.
Like
it's not,
As academics, to uphold
they're not
certain
giving
standards.
credit to what has been accomplished.
spitting on him, bro.
I've just heard we've had a security breach in the building.
Oh,
We're
boy.
going to...
I think you're right.
Oh, shit.
What did you just say about?
Is it Delenn?
It's
what
Delenn.
did you say? What did you say about Sheridan?
Look at her.
Huh?
John Sheridan was a good and kind, decent man.
Yeah, they're butchering him for no reason. Like,
Delenn, wait. You came all this way just to say that?
Yeah. What were you
Okay.
gonna say?
Just as far to say less.
oh! All of a sudden you're kissing ass?
You wish only to speak.
Wow, that felt
Of
so
course,
powerful.
we would expect you to say that. We...
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, say something.
Mm-hmm.
Say something.
That look had 1,000 words in it.
Yep.
And about 500 of them were bitch slaps.
They look like they feel like shit, don't they?
Yeah. They should.
Yeah, this happened way before their time.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 generations ago from
Yeah.
their time.
Well, she gave him that motherly chastisement right there with that look.
Yeah.
500 years.
Accessing records for date 500 years from initial scanning date. Stand by.
The purpose of this simulation is to provide reverse.
So it got destroyed 20 years before the Alliance?
Intent is to deconstruct historical figures revered by Prol Sector, thereby legitimizing current government policies.
Too many syllables.
Trying to erase the past.
Oh.
They're like rewriting their own history of what happened.
500 years. Are we?
Yes. You, the real you, are deceased. We have reconstructed your thought patterns and your forms for purposes of a series of vids designed to help.
Designed as propaganda to justify your break from.
Good. Right off the bat, he can still do that.
I don't get it. Why are you doing this? Why the break with the Alliance?
500 years of working with the Alliance has weakened the position of.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Greed.
They want to take over several colony worlds that have gone over to the opposition, which is still loyal to the Alliance.
Your legacy has proven a hindrance to that intention. Therefore, you must be deconstructed.
That's crazy.
That's the episode title. They're going to deconstruct them and make them a fallen star.
In all the universe, there are only two kinds: the conquerors and the conquered. Through your blood and the blood of your children, we will blaze a path across.
Dang, they really are making them look bad.
Your lives are not the first, and they will not be the last. If 1 billion must die to ensure the continuance of our empire, then so be it.
This hurts, watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing who he is and what he's saying now, what they stood for, watching this speech right here hurts quite a bit.
Big time.
We will now continue with the use of alien organs in human bodies in an attempt to create a genetic crossbreed that will be compliant to the needs of the Alliance. Now, the problem with the vivisection is that the younger children can only survive the initial removal of organs for a short period of time.
Golly, that's so barbaric.
Mm-hmm.
Very good, very good. Program hold while I make notes on this for InfoSpeak Division.
AI is out of control, bro, in the future.
No point in having a conversation with someone that doesn't really exist. You know, I was just thinking, when you've got all your pieces in place, you're probably going to launch a preemptive strike against the enemy,
Delete.
right? I mean, it's what I would do.
Computer, initiate shutdown of.
I'm joking.
I might have some useful information for you. See, the thing is, me and Sheridan were close, but I was the one who did most of the strategic planning during the war. Now, a resource like that, they might not want to wipe it out just yet. I could help you.
Well, if they're AI,
get you a promotion.
Couldn't they make up something too?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're AI.
Go on.
Well, before I can help, I have to ask just a few small questions. Now, you're a real fact kind.
Well, they are.
It's an AI.
Yeah, it's an artificial intelligence that's reconstructed based off their thought patterns and whatnot.
How will you be targeting military bases or civilian population centers?
Civilian population centers. We 15 to 20 million enemy casualties.
Golly.
Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Huh?
That is the worst
Absolutely.
Saying ever.
Ever. Every single time I hear it, it's always used this way.
Be banned.
The funny thing about being a holographic record is that you don't really exist except in patterns of light, shadow, information. And I happen to have a knack for breaking system code.
Oh, that's right, he does.
That's
I know where
awesome.
it comes in, and I know where it goes out. And I just send
You
out
guys
our
messed up.
entire conversation. Broadcast the whole damn thing. So, as of right now, the enemy knows what you have in mind, Danny.
Good for you. All right, forgiven. Forgiven.
I think I feel better about you know what?
Our boy's back.
You're Gerard Baldy now. You're no longer Mikael.
End simulation!
I think you can.
The system's busy. This little lab of yours, this isn't by any chance located on a military base, is it?
Oh, no. All right. Everything
to this day.
forgiven, bro. Our boy's back.
Till to this day.
It's easy, friends. Rest easy.
Record ends.
That was
Autoplay
great.
feature engaged.
That was great.
Loading next sequence. Date 1,000 years from first time
Guess they are
period.
AI.
Stand by.
They're floating brains in the air at this point.
Surprised it all still works after this long. Better get to my report. Start, follow, track systems.
Was that back or forward?
In the future. I thought it was in the future.
Dang, did they go back? Back technology?
You mean like a regression?
Yeah.
No, they could have been like a falling or...
Clean is all too well thought out to be real. Here, the blessed Lord. The last of the...
Lord of the Rings reference.
To find the ancient wisdoms and preserve them. Why, we've already found and restored so many books.
Yes, but we are...
So it's going to be like the Renaissance of this time period. What they're doing.
Look, the others. The blessed Sheridan, who lived and died, returned from the dead, and was taken bodily into heaven. And Ivanova, the strong, Delenn the wise. They could all be fables for all we know.
No, Ivanova was definitely real.
I was halfway through illuminating it when my heart just left me. You know the prophecies of Delenn.
Oh, is that Marcus?
Yeah, because they're making them deities.
And Leshak, the Rangers, would come again to the Earth in her greatest hour of need and rebuild what was once the cradle of Sheridan and the Alliance.
Oh, so there could be a pocket of Rangers that escaped all this.
Yeah. Well, if the Alliance was created out of space, I feel like the Alliance is still a thing. It's just they probably blocked off Earth based off like Earth trying to take over or expand.
Oh, and they're making the Rangers into a messiah.
Then you think the Rangers are here today?
No, I believe.
He's a ranger.
That would be cool if he is a Ranger.
That's why he had that camera up.
Alwyn and Leshak, Earth Sector, in report. We live for the one, we die for the one.
What?
That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's
System
How
has
far is
finished
the
processing and
distance from
archiving
when that
records
last
for a
was
period of
recorded?
1 million years from initial scanning date.
there you go.
Instructions.
Oh.
Recommend immediate evacuation.
Tell the others not to worry. I wouldn't miss this for anything. Now go on.
He's sending it into the past?
This is how
It ends. Swallowed in fire, but not in darkness. You will live on. The voice of all our ancestors. The voice of our fathers and our mothers to the last generation.
Is this how the time sequence started? When they were in the war with the Shadow?
What?
Wait, what? Who that?
Futuristic Vorlons?
Oh!
That can be. Yo, the Big Bang again.
And he used tachyon waves to send it to the...
We should sleep. We both have early meetings.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about it all. Everything we've done.
Look in that boy's eyes. That boy's eyes is tired.
We did what we did because it was right, not to be remembered. History will attend to itself. It always does.
This is a lie. Nobody sleeps like this. Nobody. Only movies.
Wow. Let me get to the people who predicted my own project will fail. Listen. That's awesome. All right.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think if the whole show would have ended like this, I would have been satisfied.
Yeah.
You know, that was so satisfying when we just saw that.
You saw the progression of stuff and everything.
Yeah,
So you kind of had an idea for your imagination to take over and
Yeah, and you saw like it was like there's gonna be a restart as well. So
that's what I was thinking. The fact that he was mentioning about that, you know, the sun was gonna start creating a nova or whatever. Is this how the whole timeline ended up being created? Especially, which we ended up getting an example when we were fighting the shadows. We ended up going back in time to when that big Minbari.
The war.
Yeah, the war. That,
Uh-huh.
not Minbari. Sorry,
The first Shadow War?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, is this how the creation of time ended up started? That's the case.
I don't know
Or
if it's the creation of time,
like the restart of time.
but it's a long passage of time. It's a big chunk of time that
Yeah,
went by.
exactly.
You know? So what happens is that a lot of people have forgotten, or they think everything goes into becoming myths, or it's just a legend or whatever. And then you have your people who are recording the records. So I guess at one point, people will find those records and say, "Wow, we've been lied to all this time." Especially if they're using propaganda to erase the past. So that you have like, "Wow, we found this artifact. There's information. Why would it not be where you want it to be?" You know. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, when they pulled that off, that was quite interesting. But I was at the same time I was being bothered by the fact that they wanted to change that. Like, wow, you kidding me? You know what they're trying to do is this.
I like that.
So, but it made it feel real. Like that part itself was was what been going on lately. You know, was because we live in a world of information, right? And I'm sure the same thing to them, a world of information, and we get information from all sides. So sometimes it's hard to decipher what's real and what's not real. And so imagine that same concept, but in 2,000 years worth of time, where the truth has been distorted, or what's considered real has been distorted. It's like sometimes I think, and I may be crazy in this, like the way people think of mythology, it was Zeus and all those gods and whatnot. Maybe some of it did happen, but not in no form of gods. But as things that happened that made sense to add, it became legend, became myth. But it just happened so long ago, and these names are
that people invented it.
You know what I mean?
Information on how it happened. So
in that sense, that's why when they were talking about the blessed Sheridan and all that stuff, and I'm thinking that I know this show has a spinoff about the Rangers, right? And looking at this episode, I'm like, wow, that looked like that would have been excellent to know more how this continued, how this Babylon 5 project, how it went along the whole entire time, you know?
How did the Rangers
and how it ended up?
Yeah.
So I thought that was excellent. That was, it's pretty interesting, and it would have been great to see something like that. And I know there is a season, or there is a spinoff show, but people are like, maybe not. You know, TNT had it, and TNT was not really a sci-fi channel. They were more of a sports channel or whatever it was. So, but I thought that was quite interesting. So that this whole episode was like so different from everything we've done before. But it was kind of like a wrap up, you know. And again, they didn't know there was gonna be a season 5. So now I'm thinking, what the hell happened in season 5? And how much is it going to follow up what we just saw?
I have no idea.
Right?
That's literally what I'm thinking, because I'm like, all right, this is a good. You can end a series here.
Yeah, it felt that way.
That's, I was like, okay, you can end it here.
I was scared.
This is fine here. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I thought this is how you should have ended. This is good. And leave it here.
You can see how this could break off again into spin-off shows, into books, into comic books, which I think all that did happen, you know? And it's just a matter of knowing, even for most people, what is lore and what's not, what's canon and what's not canon.
Yeah.
You know? So, excellent. Good way of ending. Not as powerful as the other episodes we've seen this season, but I thought it was good enough to tidy up loose ends.
Yeah.
That's what I was mentioning, was like, I was scared, especially of the fact on how the last episode ended up ending, because that last episode could be the last episode of the season, like we said before. This was more of that little, okay, let's wrap it up. Sure, on top.
This was the bowl on top. That's what it was.
Exactly. So it's like but they honestly ended up doing it very well. They ended up executing it very, like you mentioned, just the bowl on top.
Well, season 4 is done. We've been through it, guys. We lived through 4 seasons of Babylon 5, man.
More.
4 seasons of Babylon 5.
One more. That's all we
got
have.
one more season left, and a couple of, I think we're gonna watch just one more movie after this. We might watch maybe 2.
Didn't they tell us to watch a movie after?
In the beginning, that movie, we were told that's a must watch, and maybe the animated movie that came out recently. Okay. You know, so we'll deal with that.
That'll be cool
as it comes along. All right. But anyway, guys, listen, we appreciate you guys for being with us through this journey. There's been 4 seasons. And I know some of you guys have been with us in the beginning when we first started originally. And thanks for hanging out with us. We do appreciate that, guys. Listen, leave me all your comments in the comment section. We want to know what your thoughts were when you saw this episode, especially how unique this episode was. And I like it when they have episodes like this. Like this episode, the episode where the first time we saw when Sheridan was being interviewed. Remember when they do that whole propaganda stuff going on? And there was another one that we did that had similar to this one. And those episodes are like, wow, because it was so different. It's also so engaging. We were quiet the whole time. We barely spoke at all. We were like,
the dialogue was fantastic.
Yeah, but I didn't want to talk over anything. I didn't want to talk over anything, So that was great. And I'm sure you guys felt the same when you first saw it, This is going to be, I'm not going to lie to you, I know I'm going to rewatch this show eventually. I'm going to rewatch it, and I'm going to rewatch it with our reactions, our discussions for the most part, And I really did enjoy this. And I'm looking forward to season 5, which we should be doing probably beginning of the end of this month.
One more thing. You know what's funny?
What?
It took 500 years for us to forgive
Sheridan? Gerard Palti.
500 years
It took
for us to forgive him.
Listen.
Hey, he did great at the end.
Yeah, but he was forgiven. He
500 years, but
I actually feel relieved that I no longer have anger with him.
Yeah.
That was a long time to hold that anger.
I'm not gonna say anything.
It was a grudge.
It was a grudge, and I had it, and it was exhausting. That was an exhausting grudge, bro. It really was. I'm glad to see that he did just fine.
I wonder.
But there was a situation they mentioned about Sheridan's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they're going to touch up on that in season 5.
I hope so.
That's gonna be interesting.
I hope so.
That was like the biggest curiosity. I was like, what the hell?
We're like, whoa, spoiler.
That situation with their son. What? Huh?
Alrighty.
What do you guys listen? This episode will be available on our Patreon for as little as $3 a month, unedited. This was every other episode we've done with Babylon 5 or our TV shows. Everything we've done before, you'll find our Patreon again for as little as $3 a month. That helps us out, make our channel grow even more. We do appreciate that, guys. We also have a merchandise store below. You're going to see the link below where we sell hats and hoodies, shirts, all that good stuff, guys. Listen, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We are Our Nights. I'm Ray.
I'm Julian.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Gerard.
Guys, we'll see you soon.
Stay safe, everyone.
Take care.